Jacob, mate, you know me, right?
I do, unfortunately.
Oh, well, that's a bit rude. You also know that I have some opinions. I'm opinionated, right? I give my honest thoughts to you, my viewers. Gotta be honest here, mate. I much prefer this over a LandCruiser 300 series. Yeah, a car that is, 12 or 13 years old. It's run its course into the ground, but I really like this thing.
Why is that?
Well, that's why you clicked onto the video, okay? And that's what I'm gonna tell you today. I'm gonna tell you everything you need to know about the LandCruiser Prado in this horrific wind.
It's so windy.
I'm about to be blown over, okay? This LandCruiser Prado is top of the range, and that means that it will cost you 95,000 Australian dollars drive away. But considering that's less expensive than the base model LandCruiser 300 and about $60,000 less than the equivalent LandCruiser 300 series, I think you'd be a bit of a numbnuts to go for that and not go for this.
Big words.
Big words. Yes, this video is going to be controversial, but I guess you guys will eat that up. Before we get into the review though, Jacob, who's our channel partner?
Driva.
Yes, Driva is the best place to finance your next car. We wholeheartedly recommend them because they are a startup run by some really good people, consumer focused, and you get the absolute best financing for you, pre-approved in under 2 minutes. And if you use our link, we've negotiated that you will get a $150 fuel card for every settled loan. So make sure you click the link in the description below or the pinned comment, or there's gonna be a link at the end of the video. Jacob?
Let's get into the video.
Let's do it. Here's a fun fact for you, Jacob.
What's that?
This model of the Prado came out when I was but 13. Just a little saucy fatty, basically, right? Still looks really good, man. It's gone through a number of facelifts, right? So they've changed a lot of things, so it's not the same vehicle as it was 12 years ago, but it still has the same underpinning. So you get these really nice lights here, very bright LEDs with cool daytime running lights. Here you've got some fog lights with some chrome garnishing around it. You've got an absolutely enormous grille with the Toyota badge right in the center. It's a big badge, actually. You've also got a double bubble hood. That's very cool. Same as on the LandCruiser 300 series. Down the bottom, you get what looks like a smiley face. Just a
really
big,
is.
smiley, happy face.
It's happy because it's better than the 300 series.
It's so true. Let's talk about the side. So, coming to the side, check this out. You get 18-inch, oh, there's a 19-inch. Oh, well, been wrong before, and I will be wrong again. It's actually not too bad. They're actually quite small for such a large SUV, and that does help with on-road comfort, as you will see when we get to the on-road section of this review. You've also got some pretty meaty side walls there, so no complaints. Jacob, what do you think?
Yeah, they look pretty nice. Nice and machined.
Nice and machined. Also, look at this. You get a nice side step there. Can bunny hop onto it if I like.
Do it.
Fine. There you go. Keyless entry and go. We like to see that. You've also got a camera here and actually one up front because you get a 360 camera. Got to admit, man, graphics are circa 1983. Like, not the best. Look at this though. Can't even see in. You've got factory tinted windows here. Also, roof rails up there. Wouldn't be an SUV without it, would it, Jacob?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Also back here is air suspension. So you get this on the Kakadu. You can actually raise up the rear and lower it for off-roading purposes. You can't do it while you're driving, but still, cool feature to have. Let's talk about the boom boom. I love this. Not just these tail lights here. They're very bulbous, got that 3D effect to them. Jacob, there's no spare wheel on the back.
Why?
Because you can option this with a flat tailgate. And if you do, it's a no-cost option. Check this out. You get a split tailgate. Not even the LandCruiser 300 series has that anymore. They got rid of it. They say for dust reasons, I say for cost reasons. I love this, right? And if you don't want it, fine. Fine, you do you, boo. Because you will have a full-size giant spare wheel there, and you also get a sub-tank. If you get this, you do delete the sub-tank. How many liters was it?
It was like 87 versus 150.
Ah, well, there you go. I'd probably, honestly, not even have the split tailgate and just have the spare wheel and the sub-tank because I want to drive this thing around Australia, which I would do, but probably not in the 300 series. Down the bottom, you've also got a giant full-size spare wheel as well. So that's where they move it, and that's why it deletes the sub-tank if you get it with this flat packed back. But yes, look at this. It opens.
It's like a door.
It's like a door. Magical. Love that. Let's talk about the inside. Jacob, mate, before we get into the interior, I need to tell you a secret.
What is it?
Yeah, okay, wait. Subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you around. We got a dancing baby there and a dancing baby there.
How did it get on the car?
You tell me. Alrighty, Jacob, stepping inside. You think we've triggered people enough yet?
Not enough yet.
Okay, well, I really like this interior. Frankly, I like it more than the try-hard interior of the LandCruiser 300 series.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a reason, right? This feels its price. It's not trying to be that pseudo luxury car that the LandCruiser is trying to be at almost $60,000 more for a comparable interior, right? You got soft touch materials everywhere that you need. No, it's not like leather absolutely everywhere, but it feels really nice. You have this faux wood here, which, yeah, it's kind of early 2000s, but again, I don't mind it. In fact, I actually kind of like it. Speaking of, the steering wheel is really nice. Good leather unit there. Up ahead of you, you get an analog instrument cluster, the exact same as what you'd find in, for example, a LandCruiser 300 series. And even though
What happened there?
We'll come back to that.
It's like, show me, show me.
Even though you've got a little digital screen in the center, it's like literally the exact same functionality as what you'll find in a LandCruiser 300 series. So no complaints there, and they actually work really well. Better yet, being the Kakadu, you get a bunch of off-road controls here. You have things like air suspension in the rear where you can raise up the rear. You have a second start, which is, as the name suggests, you start in second and it helps in slippery conditions. You've also got multi-terrain select. You do have to be in low range for that. Of course, this has a low range transfer case, but then you can change between 5 different driving modes, off-road, on top of the on-road mode. So that's cool. And not only that, right? You get a center and rear locking differential, something you will only find on the GR Sport in the LandCruiser, which, by the way, it's about $160,000. Do you see what I mean? Do you see where I'm going with this, right? This feels like the real LandCruiser to me. One feels like something that people just drive around because they've got a lot of money, right? This one feels like the car you would take around Australia. That's what I think, Jacob. The screen, right? No, it's not as big as what you'd find in a 300 series, but honestly, it's better because it's just quick. You've got physical buttons on the side. They've obviously upgraded the CPU in these, Jacob, because it actually is pretty damn fast. You do have wide Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Again, not that I care. I would say I kind of wish that this had more than just one USB port up front and a 12-volt socket. That's kind of where it's showing this age. This thing has been on sale now for about 12 years. It is very long in the tooth. It will be replaced shortly, but they've done many updates over its life cycle, so it doesn't feel too bad. In terms of storage, you have a pretty massive glove box. Oh yeah, and also, there's your Bluetooth headsets, Jacob. You do have a Blu-ray player in the back though, and actually I prefer that single screen over the 2 that you get in the LandCruiser 300 series, because it means that everyone can enjoy the screen and not just the people sitting there.
Yeah, it's more communal.
It's more communal, right? You've got a couple of well-dampened areas here where you can store stuff, including your drinks. You've also got a nice center armrest here. The reason it's popped open is because it's actually a fridge, and I've got a big bottle of Coke in there. So yeah, kind of reached the limits of that, but it's actually pretty good. And look at this. You can slide it. Oh, if you've got weirdly long arms, you can rest it.
Like someone we know.
How dare you? How dare you?
Continue with the review, Matt.
Okay, boss. Jeez.
Get back to work.
Does one car review, and now here's the boss, right? You got your air conditioning controls here. Jacob, what do you think of these?
They're lovely.
They're lovely. They are, I don't know, like it's like the old silver trim that they've had in Toyotas for a very long time, but I guess it works. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The leather seats, they are actually very, very comfy, and they're also heated and cooled, at least in this Kakadu trim here. Oh, reckon I got everything, Jacob?
No.
Oh, sunroof? We got one of these. That's nice to have.
You got a weird mirror thing so you can see your passengers.
Oh yeah, this thing. That's cool, isn't it? See your kids. So if you need to yell at them, you don't have to turn around. You can just go, shut up! Shut up! Let's check out the back seats. Alrighty, Jacob. So the back seat, what's it like back here? Well, I have more room in the back than I did in the LandCruiser 300 series.
Controversial statement
No,
number
but
37.
It's genuinely true. Where you do lose space is in the next back, but we'll come back to that. I'm 5'11". I have so much leg room, heaps of headroom. Toe room is also really, really good. So on longer journeys, taller people back here, gonna be absolutely fine. And yes, Jacob, I'm now classing myself as a tall person. Here we have our screen. Look at that. We can play Blu-ray players, friend.
Can we play Mario Kart?
Probably, because we have an HDMI port under there. And we've also got a 12-volt socket. Speaking of, we've got our air conditioning controls with some vents in the roof, and we have heated outboard seats, mat pocket here. And these seats are actually really nice and comfy, just like up front too. I like this. That's a really nice armrest, man. And a couple of cup holders. Impressive, right? Not to mention, bro, these seats slide and, check this out, recline. Oh. Let's check out the third row. All right, so let's talk about the third row, because this is not where this car is at its best, okay? This is where the LandCruiser 300 series trumps this car. So,
Ooh.
let's, nope, wrong one. Let's pull this lever. Seat slides forward. Then we can, oh, no, we can't crawl into the back. And that's because we have to electronically raise the seats. But check this out. I think this is the coolest process ever. Yes, it's a little bit slow. And yes, I have to make filler words. But then the bases come out. Oh, and we are up. We get a double beep to signify that everything is okay. We then climb into the back, raise up that headrest. Oh. And then we have a little lever here. Look, it ain't the best sitch, okay? It's not the best. But you can fit adults back here in a squeeze, and kids are gonna absolutely love it because they've got their own cup holders. And yes, you can recline the seats. Look at this. Oh, going a bit forward. Back into a reclined position. No, it's not the best, okay? And it gets even worse when you take a look at the boot space, so let's do that. I just want to come back to the point that this thing does come with the split tailgate. It's so good. It means you can reach in, put stuff in, take stuff out. Check this out. Oh, I love that. You can see there is absolutely no space back there. That is definitely one of the biggest issues compared to a LandCruiser 300 series, is that actually gets space behind the third row if it's up. Here you've got, like, I don't think you could even get a backpack back there. It's bad.
No way.
No, it's bad. But look at this. Pull that falls down. You want to have the headrest down. And then we just electronically press these buttons here, and look at that. It falls forward. Just falling, slowly, but falling. But once you do that, look how much room you get. It is actually stupid. A lot of room back there. And this thing isn't actually that long. It's under 5 meters long. So not the biggest SUV out there. About the same though as a LandCruiser 300 series. Interesting. But it's definitely not overall as big. That is bigger. And then look at this. We can put these seats down. 1, 2, and then look at that. You could get a TV in there, Jacob.
You get a couple of TVs.
You get a couple of TVs, maybe even 3 if you stack them on top of each other. Let's talk about something more interesting. So the other area that I really like over a LandCruiser 300 series is this, the engine. It comes straight out of a Hilux, and it's also been updated to have more power. It's a 2.8 litre 4-cylinder turbo diesel, puts out 150 kilowatt of power, 500 Newton meters of torque. Now, for some people, they're like, well, the LandCruiser 300 series gets a hot V6, and it's twin turboed. You're right? And yeah, that is faster. You're not wrong. Having said that, this thing, if you're driving on highways, gets way better fuel economy. I'm talking about 7-point-something liters per 100 kilometers versus the 12 or 14 that we were getting in the LandCruiser 300. Remember that, Jacob?
Yeah, well,
it was painful.
It was very painful,
especially with diesel costing like almost $3 at the moment. So yeah, I like this engine. It also feels pretty peppy, as you'll see. It is connected to a 6-speed automatic torque converter transmission and a permanent 4-wheel drive system. The one area that this will not do better than our LandCruiser 300 series, for example, is that its braked towing capacity is 3 tons. That is less than, for example, the Ford Everest that we reviewed, Jacob. That was 3.5 tons. And that also came with a diesel 6-cylinder, but to be fair, it didn't feel very fast anyway. But go watch that review after this one if you're interested. It'll be at the end of the video. Jacob, how quick is this thing?
Said no one ever.
Let's find out. All right, friend, it's time to launch the bloody Prado. What do you reckon it's going to do 0 to 100?
Honestly, I don't even want to say.
Say it.
12.6.
God, jeez. You are a real pessimist. I don't think it's going to be that bad. I'd say about I'm going to say 10 seconds flat. 10 seconds flat, okay?
If you say so.
Yeah, 10 seconds flat. Let's do it.
You're going to be so wrong. I reckon you're going to be very wrong.
Fist me and fist me goddamn hard. Let's brake boost launch this thing. Oh, a bit of a shove in the back.
All right. You might be right. Oh.
I think I'm technically still closer.
You're still closer, yeah.
All right. I'm amazing.
10.97.
That's it. All right, friend. Time to drive. Time to drive the bloody LandCruiser Prado Kakadu.
That's a mouthful.
And I'm about to do a poo. We are children. I'm a child.
It's beeping at you, bro.
It's beeping and bonging because it thinks I have broken the speed limit.
Well, it doesn't know what we know.
It doesn't read the signs always right. And then it would just go, bing. You're over the speed limit a little bit, mate. Slow it down. And it's like, shut up. Just shut up.
I agree.
Anyway, getting a bit
Passionate
about it. Let's talk about why I like this more than a LandCruiser 300 series, friend. Let's get everyone real triggered, right?
Okay, I'm ready.
It's so comfy.
I agree.
You have air suspension at the rear, right? And it just makes a difference. It just floats, right? You're just driving along. It's comfy. It feels like a LandCruiser should.
Feels like home.
But then you've got a little corner coming up, right?
And it's beeping at you again.
Yeah, well, tell it to shut up.
It's telling you there's a corner, bro.
We have what's called KDSS, which are disconnecting sway bars, front and, well, I don't know if they're rear, but they're definitely front. Regardless, right, it's got disconnecting sway bars. Great for off-road, allows for better wheel articulation. The wheels can go further down. When it connects though, my God, does it connect. And it connects to the point where this thing has very little body roll. You can get that in the LandCruiser 300 series, but it's only on the GR Sport. So you only have to pay like 160,000, right?
Yeah.
No, just 160.
It's pocket change.
Just, yeah. Who cares if you have to remortgage your entire life to be able to get that car? I like, honestly, this provides 90%, 95 even, of what the LandCruiser 300 series does.
That is a big call.
No, but it's true.
I mean, yeah, I would have to agree with you, but I think a lot of people are going to disagree.
Oh, let me know in the comment section down below if you disagree.
Tell us how stupid we are.
Let's see how well this goes around corner. Oh, stop beeping. Just shut up. Shut up.
If you wanted it to stop, you have to go through like a 5-step process in the menus.
Oh, I don't want to. Whatever, it can beep. Adds a bit of a tickling to my ears. Look, man, for a huge body-on-frame SUV, this goes around the corners pretty well.
Yeah. No complaints here.
Like, that is impressive for this kind of beast to go around these corners like that. We're giving it some sauce. We're going around the twisties.
You know how we do it.
We're sliding out the back end a little bit. But it's really capable, man.
I mean, it's not a sports car.
No.
But
hang on. We are in Sport Plus mode.
Oh,
right?
okay, yeah. So we're getting close.
We're about as close as you can be to a Lamborghini in a Toyota, right?
Lamborghini Kakadu.
You know, all it changes in these drive modes is throttle response.
Really?
So we have Eco, Comfort, Normal, Sport, and Sport Plus, right? Sport S Plus, and all it changes is throttle response.
So 5 different throttle modes.
And not to mention the off-road modes we get in the Kakadu through Multi-Terrain Select. There's like another 5.
And 3 of them are rock.
Yeah. That have rock in the name. That does change the traction control systems and stuff. And let us know if you'd like us to do a full drive review of this thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Look where we are, friend.
Saucy corner.
Let's do it, baby.
Oh, I didn't tickle your pickle, bro.
Tickle it right now. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, that's my water bottle.
All of our water bottles are just flying.
Why do we have metal water bottles, bro? And why do we leave them? Oh, why do we leave them loosely in the back?
Because we are professional car reviewers, Matt.
I forgot to mention. 6-speed automatic transmission. Not the stupid 10-speed that you get in the 300 series.
It's just confusing.
That's like every time it upshifts, right? No, this has the God-given amount of gears, which is 6.
Yeah, 6.
Should we get into our final thoughts?
Okay.
All right, friend, final thoughts on the LandCruiser Prado. What do you think?
I think it's honestly just a classic.
Yeah.
And for the money, I think it's much better value than the 300 series.
Way better value. You don't have to get this $95,000 version, even though you do get things like the disconnecting sway bars and the off-road modes. As it stands, I really like this thing. To be honest, this is the real LandCruiser to me, because it is that kind of go-anywhere car that's not trying to be a luxury car. It's just a good, family, reliable car. And that's what I think when I think of LandCruiser, right? But if you're triggered, let me know down in the comment section, just below that like button. No need to be sad. Subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you around, Jacob. If you guys need finance for your next car, you need to check out Driva. Click the link somewhere on the screen right now. Get a free, no obligation quote and get the best price finance for you. It's a win-win, man. All right, ciao for now.
Bye-bye.